My guest today
Here we go.
is a stand-up comedian. He's a marriage celebrant. He's a teacher. He's an MC, quiz host as well, I believe.
I have quiz hosted many times.
And a father to a dog. And a husband.
And a
just
husband.
An all-round legend, one of the nicest guys in the industry, Evan Willey. Take two.
Hey, no, that's really sweet. And that was actually even better than the first time you did it, I gotta say.
Yeah.
From you, and maybe we do it a third time. It just gets nicer and nicer every time.
It's like the first pancake, right? You got to throw it away. It's never going to be that good.
Dude, absolutely.
But just gush again about how amazing the studio is.
It is amazing. I am very impressed. It's very nicely set up, and I feel extremely welcome. And I met your child, and that was really nice as well.
Yeah, he's here, school holidays.
Yeah, dude. He's well looked after. He's in his pajamas at 11 o'clock. He's living the fucking dream
He'll
out
be
there.
in his pajamas until 6 p.m.
That's so good. And then what, he puts a tuxedo on.
And he goes out to Uber drive.
Yeah. Dude, don't have him if you're not going to put him to work. Teach him, instill those morals young. Get out there, get a job, bring some money back into the house.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think we lost some of the audio there, but that's all good. But the question I ask off the bat. Oh, also the ice is melted, so that's a horrible.
Oh no, it's fine. It's cool water. For those playing at home, there was ice waiting for me in the glass when I got in, and I commented on the professionalism of that. There was no. I need to go and get some ice for this water. It was there waiting.
That's right. Evan is my first guest to have ice in his water, so we're really progressing here after the 22nd or 23rd pod. But the first question I ask everyone is why comedy?
Oh man, such a good question. And I don't know, maybe it's a pretty basic answer, but I always loved stand-up comedy. I always loved it as a kid. I watched every stand-up special I could get my hands on. They weren't even called stand-up specials really back then. But I was one of my earliest memories, I was watching Eddie Murphy Raw. and Delirious, and I was watching them, and I don't know if mum and dad knew what I was watching, but I was watching them at the age of 10.
Yeah, so R-rated
and
as well.
I know.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand most of the jokes, but what I did understand was that he was being really funny. People were having a really good time, and I was just in awe of it. I just absolutely fucking loved it. I loved the whole concept that you could, I don't know, I guess bring joy to that many people, and that he was being really funny. And from that, it just, this thing, I filmed, I taped on a videotape because I'm 1,000 years old. I taped the Melbourne International Comedy Roadshow every year, and I always had that and just watched it time after time. And then I've always, obviously, like all of us do, enjoyed just having a joke with mates and stuff like that. And then when I was 18, I wanted to try stand-up comedy. And I'm 34 now, so it's a long, long time ago. And I went out on a limb, and I asked my brother, I was like, hey, would you come with me if I tried stand-up? And at the time, there was an open mic run at the Brass Monkey, which, I don't know who ran it. I don't want to offend anybody, but it was it was fucking bleak, dude. I don't know who was in charge, because I took a massive long break from comedy, not after that gig, but after a couple of years. We'll get to that. And I took my brother out to go and do it. And I tried it, and it was basically, I think it was set up as there was pro acts, then a break, and then they were like, then there's going to be open mic, shitty new people that no one cares about after this break. So the whole crowd leaves. And I remember it was my brother and 2 or 3 other people. And my brother's always been super supportive, and he was being really nice about, me doing this. He was like, I'm so excited for you. He's telling the other people how good it was probably going to be, which was very sweet of him, because it wasn't very good, obviously. And I went up there for 5 minutes, and even though upon reflection, it probably went really badly, I just loved it. The adrenaline, just did something to me. And then I did it for a little bit longer, but I was a kid, and I did it for a couple of years, but probably only did an open mic spot once or twice a month. And then it sort of fizzled out, and then I moved and didn't do it at all anymore. And then I met my wife many, many years ago. Told her I'd done some stand-up comedy, and she said, oh, I'd love to see you do that again. And then I was asked to MC a wedding for a friend many years ago again. And I did that. and my wife was again super supportive and was like, "That's so cool. I think you should try and stand up again." Yeah. And it was years before I actually got back into it, but then I tried again, and it's just the adrenaline, man. That's what it is now. It's a very long answer to the question of it's fun. I love it. I love the idea of them making people laugh.
Yeah.
I've always loved laughing and joking and bringing joy to people, as however that sounds, as silly as that sounds.
Would you say you were like class clown?
I was never the funniest person in the room, and I'm still not. I'm very, very rarely do I think I'm ever the funniest. There's always someone funnier. Yeah. I don't know if I was the class clown. I was good at school.
I just realised I was super agreeing with you there, as if I was like, oh yeah, there's heaps of funny. I meant for me.
You're like, just in this room alone, you haven't got a fucking chance. No, and I agree, but I was always silly. I mean, loved school. I don't think I was ever disruptive, but if there was an opportunity to be funny, I was always trying to be funny within what wouldn't get me in trouble and what wouldn't be rude. That was the main thing for me. I didn't want to disrupt any lessons. I didn't want to be mean to anybody. I just always wanted to joke. And the same thing happens now. Like, my wife said to me a few times, like, can we just have a serious answer, please? Because if there's like an opportunity for comedy or for a joke or something, I'm like, man, this will be...
Which is the makings of a great teacher then, because I was not as conscientious when I was that age, because I was loved making people laugh, but I was like, if I need to disrupt the class, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah.
I remember I was telling my son this the other day, I would get an eraser and like erase it down to nothing and just get all the shavings and then like nudge a mate and then I'll just throw it in a girl's face. Just to be like, and there's no punchline, there's no thought out joke. But it's like it did still build up the thing of like, all right, this is going to pay off. Like, just stay with me. Stay with me.
Yeah. So you nudge him at the start of the eraser thing. No, stay with me, dude. Stay with me. You got 15 minutes. Trust me, it's worth it.
It's going to be great.
Stop listening. You don't need maths. You need this.
There's going to be a callback with pencil shavings later on.
That poor girl, man. She's running her own podcast now called like Eraser Shavings.
Yeah, that's it. But I was much less conscientious. I remember making someone laugh in year one and going, this is great.
Yes.
I didn't start until I was 39 though, last year.
Yeah.
And that
Jesus, are you 40?
Yeah.
Holy shit, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Dear Lord, what is that? Is that?
I don't feel
do you
amazing.
Just say that so that people say how good you look?
I'm actually.
Are you actually 25? Yeah.
No, I don't feel amazing. I feel old and out of shape and tired and retarded.
Well, I think you look wonderful. You've done a great job. Whatever your skincare routine is.
I don't take compliments well, but I appreciate it. But as we were talking about before, it's like something that I'm working on, positivity. I know, because I realize I downplay so many things.
Yes.
Right? So like some great, you know how you get those sort of few great set, man, afterwards.
Yes.
And it's fine because you know that you didn't do a great set or
yes.
you did. Or
I said that to you just the other day. Last week at ECC, right. I said great set, and it was a great set.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I do is I go, no, I'm a piece of shit. You know, I'm terrible.
Yes.
I do it all the time. I downplay achievements, like I downplay like everything, like even the guitar looping stuff that I do.
Yeah.
People come up to me at a gig where I should be like, "Thank you very much."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, anyone could do it." It's
yeah. I know exactly what you mean, and that I should say that what you have described to me that you do, and I haven't seen your work. What you've described to me that you do is phenomenal. I am a person with zero musical talent whatsoever.
I was going to say, we got a guitar there if you wanted to play it.
Like impressively bad at everything that I touch. Everything I touch turns to shit musically. But I am stunned by people with that talent, and to be able to do what you do, I think is incredible. I know we've literally just said you don't take compliments well, but here I am
buttholes clenching
saying
up.
You in the space of 2 minutes, I'm like, you're very handsome, and you had a great set last week, and you're so talented musically. Wow, what a huge dick you've got. That
one is false.
Yeah. I'm just assuming based on everything else.
But no, thank you. It's well, it's funny because when I started music, I I've been playing professionally for about 5 years. So when I mean professionally, I mean like I had my first paid gig, and I'm still working as well. Now it's pretty much all I do.
Yeah.
As it's not all I do, sorry, it's the main thing that I do. 2 or 3 gigs a week is like full-time wage. And then that's the reason I'm home to do school drop-offs and pickups.
That's awesome, man.
Which is good, and it's good fun. And it also helped, and I do acting as well. I teach acting, and so that all that stuff helped when I started stand-up. Because getting on stage didn't feel so daunting. Being in front of a crowd didn't feel so daunting. The only daunting thing was having a thought and saying it and trying to get a laugh and then maybe not liking it. I'm like textbook, not so much anymore, but still comes out once in a while. People pleaser.
People pleaser.
So you know, thinking that someone has been upset at a joke, or I'm looking in the crowd and you see the one person not laughing.
Yeah, man.
It eats me.
I have so many thoughts on this. But I was doing a wedding last week. The wedding went so well, and every wedding I do, it's a lot of work. You do a lot of planning, a lot of preparation. You write a script for this couple, you tell their story and everything like that. You put a lot of work into it, and I try and make it as entertaining as possible. That includes, that's funny, but that's also emotional, and that's everything. I put a lot of work into it, a lot of love, and I do the same at stand-up gigs as well. But last week, in reality, I knew things were going well, because I knew the bride and groom were smiling and laughing and having a good time, and everybody else, I could hear laughter and I could sense the feeling. But I kept locking eyes with this one woman who just looked like she fucking hated me. She just looked like she hated me so much, and I thought to myself, even in the moment, I was like, I need to stop looking at her because this is making my job a lot tougher. And I kept, for some reason, she was in my eye line. Every time I looked up, I was looking at her, and I was like, there's nothing. Yeah. There's almost no engagement. Yeah. She's like one step short of like looking on her phone and just scrolling. And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, you have to try and let that go. I mean, you let it go to a point, because if you're not trying to be a people pleaser to some degree, you're going to be a fucking terrible comedian.
That's right, yeah. And there are people that can get away with coming on and being like contentious with the crowd, and that's popular.
Yes.
You know, if it suits their stage persona, which I don't really have. I don't think you really have.
Yeah. What I am on stage is largely what I am off stage, I
pretty
think.
much me too.
Yeah. There's not a lot to it, but yeah, obviously, and that goes. But that's then, giving people what they want in a different way, being able to be controversial or whatever it may be, right. Because some people absolutely love that, but it is still making people happy.
Yeah, that's right.
In whatever way you do it.
So then, when you're at a wedding gig like that, does your like comedian brain ever like intrude thoughts to say something off the cuff that might be a risk? Like a crowd work thing?
Yes. Nothing that will be a risk. I'm not going to take risks at a wedding. Good. Anything that I am 100% sure about, and I'll do it, especially if I'm emceeing a reception as well, more likely, because that's more like a comedy crowd. People have been drinking and having a good time, and
you start making jokes about the wedding night,
right? And it matters less, and by that point you probably know more about the people around you as well, and you're able to make just an offhand comment about this guy, or whatever. At a ceremony, less so, because
it's so formal.
It's formal, but there's not really any space for like interruptions. If it were, right. You've got your script, you're reading your script, and you go through all of that as planned. Maybe if there was something that's happened before, or something that's happened in that time, like it starts, whatever, bucketing with rain, then obviously you have to address that, but nothing that's a risk. It's a different sort of thing. It's interesting you say before, thinking about standing on stage and not being as worried about it. I was talking to someone about this the other day, because someone said the words to me about something to do with public speaking. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah. Like not that I don't think of it as public speaking, but it's like public speaking is something that lots of people are afraid of, but I guess I don't think of it as public speaking.
Yeah, me neither.
And I guess because I've been teaching for such a long time, and I've always loved stand-up comedy, and I tried when I was younger and then got back into it like 10 years later. And then, marriage celebrants and stuff, like everything that I do is speaking to a crowd of people or more than a few people.
Me too. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then someone said to me something about like, I'd love to do comedy, but I'm not sure how I'd go with the public speaking side of it. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be a barrier. That's weird. Again, that sounds like I'm bragging. I'm not. It's just always been something that I've been comfortable with and happy to do, and it's always been part of my life. And I guess I'm lucky in that respect. We're lucky in that respect.
Yeah, well, because like I said, I was talking to one of my acting students last night, and a lot of the time I'll ask them the same question: why acting? Like, why you guys? Let's go around, introduce yourself, a bit about why you decided to pursue acting. And a lot of them it's like, I want to get over my fear of public speaking, and then I sort of think to myself, yeah, but like acting in front of a camera doesn't feel like public speaking.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because you're like, yeah, it's putting yourself out there a little bit and stuff, but there's a crew of like 15 people.
Yeah.
And then just cameras. You're not really, there's no audience.
Yeah.
But I get it. But yeah, it's a strange thing because I've never thought, I've been playing music since I was like 6.
Yeah.
I remember, I was telling my wife this the other day. I remember playing in year 4. I brought my guitar to school because my teacher was like, we found out that I play music, and I played like the Eagles or something, a Hotel California at like 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting, but I refused to be looked at by the class. So I sat.
Everyone turn around.
Literally, no, I let them sit face the front. I sat at the back, faced away from them.
That's so good.
And then played like just the intro to Hotel California by the Eagles, and then they were all like, "Well, that was pretty good." I'm like, "Don't acknowledge if it was good or bad."
Yeah. Pretend you didn't hear it. Pretend you don't know who I am.
Yeah, but it's so the audience part of it, or the public speaking, interacting part of it, never crossed my mind when I started acting.
Yeah,
and never even crossed my mind when I started comedy. It was more just like, that it's like such an immediate reaction when you tell a joke and you don't get a laugh, or you do.
Yes.
So, and that's all I was considering. It was just that this is going to equal this, or it's going to equal this.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I'm waiting for laughter, or I'm like dreading silence. So then, but I wasn't considering it like public speaking until now either.
It's weird, hey, yeah. And because a lot of people fear it, and it's I don't know. Again, I think we're lucky. I think we're very lucky that we've managed to dodge that somehow, whether it's just sheer straight white male confidence or something else. But we've just managed to.
I'm white.
Avoid that. Yeah. Yeah. Personally.
Well, that's what Simone Springer was on a while back, and she was like, before we were rolling, she was like just talking shit. She's blah blah blah. Another white male podcaster, and I'm like, I'm white.
Yeah.
My parents are going to be so surprised.
Dad's got some bad news coming 40 years later as well.
But then, like, so you like you said, you're always just talking to the public. So, and what are the age kids that you teach?
So I teach high school now. I've taught everything from kindy all the way up to year 12.
Yeah, great. And is that kind of like a little small audience for you sometimes as well?
Nah.
I feel like you'd be a popular teacher.
It's a very it's a very different thing. I am a lot less of myself. I still, my personality is still there, especially with high school kids. And like it's the same as comedy and celebrity. I want to make it as enjoyable for everyone as I can. I'm there to do a job, and I'm there to teach. I teach phys ed, so I'm there to teach sport.
Yeah.
So, and not everyone loves that, but I try to make it as positive as an experience as possible for everybody. But it's a very different thing, and this something I think especially new teachers struggle with is they want the kids to like them, and they want to be their friend. And I did as a new teacher. Yeah. I completely understand that. But I think a good teacher is able to separate themselves from who they are as a teacher. No matter how much your personality is in there, if someone doesn't like you, or they don't, for whatever reason, it's like, it's not that's not a personal affront to me. They don't like me as a teacher. They don't like who I am as a teacher, and that's fine. Like, dude, people say that to me a lot. Like, I think you'd be a really popular teacher. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with most of the kids, but also there's plenty out there. I've been teaching for 13 years, I think. Wow. There's plenty of kids out there that fucking hate me. I have no doubt. But
are they male?
Both, dude.
Oh, right,
both.
okay.
I think the toughest kid I ever taught was a girl in England when that was the start of my teaching career. I got a full-time job as a high school science teacher in England, and this girl hated me. She hated me before she knew me. She hated me so much. which was hard at the time. I didn't understand why.
Just teenage girl stuff.
Yeah, it is. As someone said to me, you look like, I think you look like her dad, and her dad's in prison. I was like, oh, cool. That's probably,
maybe that's it.
That's actually less helpful than anything else, especially because I was like 22 or 21 or something at the time. And I was like, I don't want to really look like anyone's dad at this age, especially not like a 15-year-old girl's dad who's in prison. That's not really the vibe I'm going for. But yeah, look, it's definitely, I hate the idea that the kids, and some of them I think do know that I do comedy.
That was going to be my next question.
I hate the idea that they know that and that they think of that, because they're separate lives to me. That's my professional life as a teacher, and I love it. I love teaching. I love being in that world. I'm very lucky with the school I'm at, all that sort of stuff. But it's very, very separate. And the idea of teachers or people who do comedy that teach at a school and brag to, or not brag to kids, but share with kids that side of their life and try and get on their side by doing that. It icks me out a little bit, to be honest. Because I think it's that same thing of like trying to impress the kids with what you do. It's like going in and being like, oh, I used to be a state basketball player. Like, how cool. It's like, they don't care, dude. And also, if they did, like, you shouldn't care that they care. They really, like, about me, I think they know that I have a wife. They know that I have a dog. I don't want them to know anything else about me.
Fair enough.
That's all.
And also, like, how old do you feel like when you start talking about, when I was
dude,
your age, we had, because I do it with my son, and you just sound, I have this thing about, like, I reckon, like, millennial dads are just like 90% nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, because everything's being remade, everything's being rebooted. So, like, my son will show me, like, oh, we're going to go see the new Jurassic World. I'm like, mate, let me tell you, the Jurassic Park movie when it first came out.
Brother, you should have been there in the 90s. That was the shit.
Peak. There was before internet, before social media. You sound so old.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They don't care that you had this experience as a kid. Like
they don't care, and they don't understand, and they don't want to care. And you sort of understand it. But, like, I mean, like, the language, I don't know how you go with your boy, but the language of kids now, like, it's a bunch of gibberish. Random
it's
shit.
Like a bunch of Pauly Shores running around.
Yes, exactly. And I feel that's such a good way to put it. I feel like it's so much worse. I think every generation looks at the next generation and is like, this is nonsense. I'm sure they did for us, but I heard the other day, because of social media and technology and the rapid rate of improvement, it used to be, generations were whatever. They were getting closer and closer together. They were like, baby boomers have like whatever 30 or 40 years. You could be born in whatever the I don't know, 40s and be a baby boomer up to like the 60s or something, and then Gen X a little bit less, and then millennial a little bit less, and now the generation and the changes between them and the differences between them is like a few years because of the changes in technology and the changes in language and social media and stuff like that.
Well, as a teacher, you probably see the trends of language coming and going, or coming and staying. Like, my kid will do, but I feel like the difference is we had words growing up, like just words that just became part of like vernacular, but I feel like they're doing it in like a tongue-in-cheek way. Yeah. When they're saying this is a new word we're all saying, and it's like 6, 7 and all that sort of crap.
Yeah, oh dude, 6, 7's the worst fucking one. I hate it. It haunts my fucking nightmares. For some reason, it's got me worse than anything else. In my 13 years as a teacher, there's been so many things they say that I'm just like, I hate that. I hate that you do that. Yeah. And this one, 6, 7, for whatever. I don't know where it comes from. I don't want to know where it comes from. I don't want to look into the history of it. But every time a kid says it, I'm like, I'm out. Yeah. I'm done. I'm too old for this shit.
My son told me that some of the teachers, cause they'll do this thing to get the kids to quieten down. Something like waterfall, something, and everyone goes shh, like they do like a
classic primary school.
Yeah, primary school. And then he said that sometimes the teacher will say 6, 7. And then they all say 6, 7 back for some goddamn reason. And then that's it. Like, they know that they got it out of their system. They said it once and then they go back down and now they listen. Yeah. But dude, like, my son will sit on Roblox talking to his mates on speakerphone and speakerphone. See, I sound like I'm like 85.
Yeah, he'll use the telephone. It's hard because the telephone's still connected to the wall, you know. There's a cord there, but he'll sit there and he's just sitting there and the gramophone.
Yeah, and he's faxing his friends cheat codes for
Faxing his friends.
And he's like, and they're talking about aura farming, and they're saying just words that like, it's a string of words. It's not just like we used to say people like nerds, right? We'd be like, oh, he's such a squid.
Yes.
Like, and that was just one word, and it was context clues. You can figure, like parents, you can figure out this is another language, and it's crazy. You must get it all the time. I also kind of feel like, all right, well, I'm just going to hide away until this particular trend is over. You know?
Oh yeah, and there's there'll be something else. They'll get sick of 6-7 after a while, but it's lingered for longer than I would like.
Yeah. It's when old people start doing it. Then the kids will go, all right, now it's ruined.
Yes, I think it's interesting, but yeah, in terms of the kids being an audience, no, never. I've never ever running jokes past them. What it helps, like I say, it helps with public speaking certainly, but I haven't thought about that as being what it is for years. And I also know a lot of teachers, a lot of my friends who are teachers that say like, I wouldn't be able to speak in front of adults. But kids is different, and it is. Like I guess it is, especially once you have separated yourself from them. And you're saying like, I am a teacher, and they are kids. Yeah. This is strictly the relationship. They're like we're not on the same level, not because it's a power thing, but because we are here for different jobs. Whereas I guess public speaking in any capacity, whether it's comedy or a fucking TED talk or whatever, they are adults, and you are on the same level. Yeah. And it is a little bit more nerve-wracking. But no, never running jokes past the kids, never treating it as an opportunity to see what's funny or to try and get aura, as the kids would say.
We're back. Sorry, we're back. Going again. I don't remember where we left off. Oh, that's right. It was some skibbity stuff. Toilet riz. You guys wouldn't know.
You wouldn't understand. You're probably too old.
Yeah. But me and Evan, we're hip with hip. Is that what they? We're rizzed with the kid. No, that's wrong as well.
Yeah. Look, we don't want to be anything with the kids. Just Your Honour. It's all purely incidental. And we're just here. We're here doing our own skibbity thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, isn't it? So kids will hear that and go, ugh, because I've got niece and nephew, my kid and his friends, like you say any of those words around them and they cringe.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great because then they'll stop doing it.
Yes, absolutely. And they do, hopefully. But it's it's just a different world, dude.
Any trends you remember from your childhood?
What did we have? I think, you and I'm 34. We're probably, 5-6 years apart. So it's similar. There'd be a lot of overlap. That's sick. Like, and I still say that's sick. And I remember my mum being like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "That's it." And mum and dad would always make fun of it and stuff like that. It was words like festy. Festy was always. I haven't said festy in a long time, but I remember because I remember my dad. I love my dad so much, dude. And he something like your neck would get like sunburned and then it would peel and he'd be like, "Oh, your neck's really festy." I don't know if that's the right way to use it nowadays, like your festy neck.
That's a great one.
So I don't know. And there was just all those sort of words that I guess, again, seemed harmless.
Yeah.
And I was never one really to quote things from movies or stuff like that because I thought that's like taking other people's. I would rather make my own jokes and stuff like that. So when people are copying things on all the TikTok things that are trends and stuff like that, it's like just let's try and be a little bit more original. And I realize there's a line to how original you can be. But yeah, I was always trying to be funny and original.
Me too. I was always trying to. I remember. It's funny. I had this existential sort of thing when I was going I went to a college that was like year 1 to year 12. So it's all the same school, the same space, but the high school's in one area, primary school's another. I remember when I was going from year 7 to year 8, 12 to 13, back then it was like a, weird age. And I remember like feeling like I was always trying to be popular and I was trying to be, and I was friends with everyone. I wasn't unpopular. I wasn't, I wasn't king of school. But I remember getting to year 8 and going, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this charade. I'm sick of this like popularity contest.
Yeah.
And I went through my goth phase around year
cool.
8, year 9. And then around like year 10, I was like, this sucks. Like girls are not interested in me at all. I want to make them laugh.
can't finger anyone like this.
Except for the teachers.
Well, you're all in black today, almost. Except
I
the
know.
shoes.
Except the shoes.
Is that
underneath.
an overlap from your goth
Yeah,
years?
legitimately, it's I'm always in black. I feel like I'm not a very colourful person.
Oh, colourful in personality. You bring it all out there.
But yeah, I think it probably is. Like, even my sister was like same thing. She was very very into like death metal and stuff in school. All black. She had like red eye contact lenses. Went through the whole goth thing. I was in it a little bit, I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer like everyone else.
Oh, yeah. So gothic.
Of all the gothic shows I could have...
I
watched Charmed.
Yeah. I listened to all punk rock and I listened to a metal and rock and everything like that. But I never went for that. I've always just been I've basically always looked like this without the beard.
A Blink 182 fan.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, me too. I used to listen to. I was a lot of Limp Bizkit and
yes.
Who are the other ones?
Well, did you ever play the Burnout games on Xbox? Because that was what got me into punk rock.
Yeah.
There was like just racing games that had one of those soundtracks that just, and I was like, I love this music. I can really connect to this, even though I was a, a happy, well-raised kid from a good neighborhood. It's like, shut up, mom, shut up, dad.
It's well-adjusted, upper middle class.
And I still listen to it now, dude. Like, my wife and I were talking last night about how I think Teenage Dirtbag is one of the best songs ever written.
Dude, I play that. I don't play it live at my gigs, but I play on Spotify in between my sets.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a whole set list of music that I play on my breaks that it's like 25 hits, and they all suck.
Yes, they do.
So then I'm like...
Correct.
And then I've got one that I did when I played a 40th birthday party. I had a list of like songs for a 40-year-old. I'm like, these songs are rock. Because it's not just songs from like 85 or whatever he was. It was like songs throughout the 40 years. They were great. So there's like heavy metal songs, there's punk rock songs. But yeah, Teenage Dirtbag is great. I play it all the time. It's probably the first song I play when I'm on my break. I'm just taking a break, everyone. I'm going to play some music.
Here's a bit of Wheatus for you. Here's Wheatus' best song, and as far as the world's aware, probably their only song.
That's it.
I'm sure there's more there. I was talking to someone the other day. They're 18. Great kid, man. I work with him. Like, he's a lovely chap, and we had some music playing at work, and Teenage Dirtbag came on, and I swear to God, he was like, "The fuck is this?" And everybody was like in stunned silence. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how dare you? You watch your mouth.
Yeah, people sing along to it at my gigs when I put it on, and then you can hear them. I love this song.
Yeah. Oh my God,
like,
Teenage Dirtbag. I love Iron Maiden.
I hate that it's a nostalgia thing. It's like, because I keep seeing videos. I think it's my I hate the word, but algorithm is all like 2000s nostalgia, and it's like life in 2002, and the footage quality looks like it was filmed in 1985. And it's like, but what's crazy is like it's all coming back. God, I sound like I'm ancient, but like we got baggy jeans, we've got like the same chains that I used to wear as a kid are all coming back. The haircuts are all coming back. It's like, no. It's not been gone long enough to come back. But then I'm like, oh yeah, it's been about 25, 30
It's been enough time. It's been they're remaking Harry Potter. It's been enough time, You can bring back baggy jeans. That's fine.
Yeah, I've never understood the need for the shot-for-shot remakes. You know what I mean? I know of things like that.
It's
all right, didn't we do it? Like
hasn't it's and they haven't they nailed it? But maybe look, I don't know. Maybe we'll all eat our words when we see it. I mean,
the studios are not taking risks on new ideas.
No.
They're going, what's worked and how can we... Well, they're doing Jumanji 5 or whatever the number is.
I know. And, when you're playing with $500 million or whatever it is, you understand why. They want to make money. Yeah. Everyone wants to make money.
There's people, comedy movies are coming back at least. Like, I know Mark Norman and... Sam Morril are writing a movie
Are
together.
they?
Yeah. So
Oh.
they're writing a comedy movie, like a buddy comedy thing, and it's going to be
that'd
like
be so
the
nice.
old school, like old comedy movies.
Oh, good.
But
Like Judd Apatow.
yeah, I guess. But
Yeah.
they're being told like it's a risk. Like
Yeah.
people apparently don't go into theaters anymore to see comedies. It's like
No.
your Marvel big budget.
Yeah, they
sort
go
of
for
things.
blockbusters. Yeah.
Because that's the experience they want. People want to be blown away, and I hate it
yeah.
because like I did one of those movies once with the chairs fucking vibrating
Yeah.
and like and all that, and then it's like it's rocking back and
Yeah,
forth, and
and
you've
it
got
sucks.
audio coming out of somewhere.
Yeah,
and
it
I'm like,
sucks. It's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
I hated 3D movies as well, and they gave me a headache. Every 3D movie I left, I was like, "Why are we doing this? Why are we persisting with this? Let's stop, man.
Are we done? I thought
Let's
we
go
did
back
this.
to movies. Yeah,
We
let's."
tried 3D like 20 years ago.
Yeah, and there should only be one Shrek movie. And what does Skibbity mean? I'm sick of it. Yeah.
Old
Anyway,
guy. Welcome back to old guys complaining about the world. What is a trend that you would want to bring back then from
oh,
25 years ago?
geez, that is a very, very good
Cheese
question.
TV.
Oh my god, Cheese
Yeah.
TV was so good. I don't know. I don't remember a lot of. I don't even know if we called them trends.
Yeah,
because
just
it was
life.
like blonde tips in your hair
Oh, dude, I
and
did
stuff
that,
like
yeah.
that. You know, there was not really any like. There was no dances. There was no words that were trends in the same way they are now.
The dancers piss me off, I've got to say, because the
Oh, yeah.
TikTok dancers, where they're just moving around the upper
Yeah.
body, and it's just all hands in the upper body.
It's the same as any TikTok thing where someone has done something that is impressive or funny or
Yeah.
whatever, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to do that same thing. It's like, no, don't do the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
They just did it.
YouTube is the same way. My son will watch all, like Mr. Beast started it with like, today I've spent $100 million on, and he does this whole video.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you watch the next ones down, and all other creators are all like, I spent 500 days trying to. It was like, why are they all talking with this like
Yep.
yelling, high pitched sort of thing to try
Yeah.
and get kids to watch them, and everyone's copying each other and trying to copy the format to try
Yeah.
and make their money. There's no originality. There's no.
Makes it
Everyone's
so-
starting a podcast. Everyone's.
Yeah, here we are, trying to be the first fucking people to record our voices and laugh together. God damn, everyone's copying you. You never said. You asked me how I got into comedy. How come you got into comedy? I know you're meant to be asking me.
No, that's good. I got into it. All the decisions I've made have been midlife crisis decisions.
Yep, fair.
So when I started acting 10 years ago, it's because I was about to turn 30.
Yep.
I was like, I don't want to be 60 and never done it.
Yep.
So I may as well do it. And then I think I left full-time work. I was working at I worked for JB Hi-Fi for like nearly a decade. And I left there badly. Not greatly anyway. And then I did like 3 months at Telstra, and that was soul destroying. I hated it.
Right. Yeah.
It sucked. Scamming old ladies out of their money. It was awful.
Fuck them. They don't deserve it.
Yeah. And then so I was like, I want to leave, and my wife was like, well, you can leave, but you just need to have a full-time wage. You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, all right, well, let's have a look. So I started playing music once every few weeks or something, you know, and then I was doing a videography thing, and then I was already doing acting work.
Yep.
So, and the acting, the acting was pretty good. The acting was like I was doing commercials, and I was getting residuals from my commercials, rollover checks.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then like literally it was 39 but comedy has been the thing that's been underneath the whole time where I'm like, I did this comedy sketches like I was mentioning about, but comedy, and then same as you, I discovered Eddie Murphy. I think my first comedian was probably Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Just 90s, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? The
of
show
course.
was on, and then I discovered Eddie Murphy after that, and my mind was open.
Yeah.
Chris Rock after that.
Yeah,
you know, so and those guys blew me away. And then I was gonna say Bill Cosby, he blew me.
I woke up to a note saying he did anyway. Yeah.
And then but it was always one of those things. I've mentioned this on other pods, but it was such an unachievable idea of something that I could do. It was like, and I've used this analogy before, but I'm gonna say it again. But it was like it was like deciding to be like a king.
Yes.
It's like, oh, you can't just go and be a king.
Yes.
Like, that's for the king.
Yes.
And the other kings.
Yeah. They can be kings.
Yeah.
We're
but
just some guy.
Yeah, I can't just go and get on stage and be a comedian.
Yeah.
And then, 39 of years of age hits. I did this, I'm going to beat the name out, but I did this production with, and then that left me going, I want to do more of this. It was all a script. It was a stage production, but I played a character, and I was like, I love the laughter was right there, immediate, and I was like, and then I spent the next few years reading books, watching podcasts, listening to stand-up comedy. I learned how to structure jokes. I learned way too much. Theoretical stuff.
Yeah, before you actually were doing it.
I just got up and did it. And I guess the only benefit of that is that when I got up, some people thought I had been doing it slightly longer than I had. My first set, they were like, that wasn't your first one, was it? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, but not like your first one.
Yeah.
But same thing, man. I loved making people laugh. I think I got hooked when I was a kid, like super early. My dad was also a very funny guy. So I was always watching him make my cousins and uncles and stuff laugh.
Yes.
And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And just, TV. I grew up with the VHS era.
Yeah.
So I would go down to Video Easy, Blockbuster, and hire 10 movies for whatever, 10, $20, whatever it is. I watched them all in a weekend.
Yeah.
And return them and pretty much hire them again. It was all Jim Carrey movies.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of making people laugh. And it was only finally when I got to 39 that I was like, I'm 40 next year. Time to just do it once and see how it goes.
For sure.
And then it just stuck. And then I did fairly well. I think I got my first paid spot after 3 months.
That's impressive.
Which was shit in terms of like, I just feel like such an imposter.
Oh, of course. I still feel like an imposter.
Oh, me too.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. And I just haven't stopped. And I feel like it could be the thing that everything's been leading towards.
Yeah.
In terms of like the most enjoyment. I don't know about professional. I don't know if I'll ever make a living out of it. Who knows? But like acting, music, performing, everything has sort of like when I do it on stage, I might incorporate music on stage as well. I'm not sure.
I think you should. I think it's a little point of difference. Not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
And take those things that not everyone can do and make them part of what you do. Makes you more bookable.
Yeah. I don't think I would be the music guy or the guitar guy, but I think it would be once in a while I'd bring it out.
Yeah, of course.
Right, maybe I don't even know how to do it. I don't think I'd do like a Weird Al Yankovic thing. I think I would just write songs to write jokes to rhymes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I just met some people immediately who were just like awesome. Like Dan Ward was the first person I met.
So sweet, dude. What a star. He's the nicest fucking guy.
He's the busiest one in the industry in terms of like he's helping run rooms as well as trying to get his own career off the ground.
I love that guy.
And then Justin over there at Mad Cow as well. And
yes.
I think Lockie was the first guy I met. Just got tight. And then like the nicest people ever, man. Like yourself, you're like literally the nicest guy in the industry.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that. I go home and just torture animals. I don't. I appreciate that. It's very kind. Like you say, taking compliments is hard. That's very, very kind. There's a lot of very, very nice people. We're very, very fortunate. All those guys you just said are super sweet, and that's the sort of thing that keeps you around and makes it easier.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's where we're lucky to be able to have this thing where you turn up and this, I was saying this the other day, I'm so lucky now to be able to turn up to a gig, pretty much any gig in Perth, let's call it like an open mic night, whatever, where there's going to be people there, and to know there will be a friend or two there, or at least someone or a couple of people who are really nice, who who you can have a chat with and stuff like that, because obviously when you start in this world, it's really hard and it's really intimidating. You see these people on stage and you're like, oh my God, like that guy is so impressive and he can do all this and I'll never be that good, or he'll never want to talk to me, or whatever it may be. Whereas now it's like you can go to any comedy night in Perth really and have someone who who's nice there. Yeah,
I think it took about a year before I started to feel okay. Like I not belong here, but I'm fine here. Like, I'm fine. Because for a while it was like, it just, I'm such a self-conscious, self-doubt, self-talk sort of person, or like, imposter thing where I walk in, I'm like, oh God, all these guys have been doing it for such a long time. I felt really bad when I got those first few paid spots because I just felt like a piece of shit in the eyes of not only open micers but the pros as well, who were like, who I feel like everyone was like, who's this fucking guy?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think in general, anyone who's being very unkind about anyone in that sort of position, whether because they're getting paid or whatever, you have to put into your mind, like, if they're being unkind, then there's probably something else happening behind their scenes for them, and that might be jealousy or whatever. But I think the other side of it is that in reality, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but no one cares about you. Right, yeah. Like, no one cares enough about you to have some vindictive vendetta against you, unless they are a bad person. Yeah. And I mean, I have so much imposter syndrome, even like for lots of reasons. And I always think, I'm very, very fortunate to get some really good gigs. And I always think that people are going to see me on lineups and be like, why the fuck is he there? Like, he sucks. I'm better than him. He shouldn't be there. And they probably do. And that's not to say people are talking about me, but it's probably just a thought that they're like, why is that guy on there? But also, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't matter. You're there and you're doing it.
Yeah.
So do your best.
Yeah.
Show them why you're there.
I said this to one of my students last night. He caught me in the car park. We were having a quick chat. I'm like, it's hard to say this, but just like you said, in the most positive way, no one cares.
Right.
As in, like, it should be a positive. It should sound a lot more positive than it does.
Yeah.
But it's no one cares. I said this a couple times. I'm starting to repeat myself on the pod. But when starting this was like a big thing because I was like, what a crazy thing to start and then fail.
Yeah.
Is like a podcast. And my fear was that it would fizzle out or no one would want to do it.
Yeah.
Or I'd have the same 4 people on again and again.
Yes.
Fortunately, that hasn't been the case. But I was like, I had this moment where I was planning it after the first couple. And I was like, oh, no one's going to care. No one cares. And then I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah, that goes 2 ways. Yeah. No one cares.
And unless you get that, you don't get it. But it's like, if no one cares, I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever you want to achieve, whatever goals you have, if you have that self-talk where you're like, no one's going to care, it's true.
Yes, exactly.
Because people are their own, what are they called? Like, main characters.
Yes.
Right? Not everyone goes home or everyone's walking around this earth with their own conscious thought of who they are and how people perceive them. Yeah. And more than they're going to be caring about this podcast or what Evan's up to, what Jared's up to. So
exactly. And I heard something the other day, and there is a line to this, but someone said, I think it's really cool that you're doing the thing rather than just talking about it, thinking about it, where, whatever it is, comedy or acting or music or marriage celebrancy or whatever, podcasting, whatever, you're doing it. Like, you're actually putting yourself out there and you're doing it. And however that goes, it doesn't matter, but you're actually giving it a go. I do think there's a line to that. Like, I think some people are doing things maybe that they shouldn't, because they're clearly not getting better after many, many years. But also, why not? Why not let them? If they're not hurting anybody, why not? It is cool. It's so cool to be doing this. Yeah. It's so cool to be trying these things. And I think I always think that getting better is so important, but having fun, being kind to people where possible, being kind, having fun, and just getting better.
Yeah,
whatever
humble,
you're doing,
be appreciative that you're in that conversation. That's
exactly.
It. So then, as we wrap, what's next for you? Like, so is comedy like the long haul thing for you? Like, are you wanting to sort of it be the thing that you do and that leave everything else behind, or is it you would like to have like a mix of it all?
It's so interesting, man. I don't have goals at all. I've never had goals, which is, I realize, is a really dumb thing to say, because everybody, like, always, you should have goals. And look, don't get me wrong. I think I have goals in the terms of there are things that I want. There are things that I want to do. But I don't know where all of this is going. I do comedy because I absolutely love it. It's so fun. I started, and in the initial, year or couple of years, like, even after I got my first paid gig or first couple of paid gigs, I was like, I can't make real money off this. And it's not like I don't make a livable wage or anything like it at the moment, but I make, like, the fact that people pay me money to do the thing that I love to do blows me away.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely never thought I would be here making any sort of money at all. And like, I never expected that. Obviously, when I started, I'm like, that would be cool to be able to get some money out of it. But I never thought it would happen. And then I am. And I was talking to Pinder the other day. We were at the lounge. And he said, like, we were talking about something, and he goes like, oh, I was saying to someone else the other day, someone said to him, you are living now, probably you are living at least one of your dreams, at least something. Like, we've all got thoughts for the future, but what's happening now for you is so cool. And that's true for me. Like, the fact that I am doing incredible gigs, gigs that I'm super, super lucky to be getting. I'm so stoked to get them. And the fact that I'm doing people's weddings and, being able to do stuff like this is so cool. Like, a couple of years ago, I was like, I'm just not that guy. I'm not going to be able to get up on at the Comedy Lounge. I'm not going to, no one's going to ask me to do a podcast or whatever. And in that sense, I don't have goals. So there's no part of me that's like, oh, I want this to be a full-time thing. I want comedy to be a full-time thing, because that at the moment is just like, that's unachievable anyway. And also, I love teaching. Like, I love it. I don't need, I'm very lucky in that regard. I don't need to quit my full-time job because I hate it. And some people do. And some people want to make a living out of this because they, can't do anything else. Or they don't like what they're doing. But I am super fortunate in that I love everything that I do.
So it'll be just a healthy balance throughout.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And look, if, I get more opportunities in comedy, amazing. If I get busier with weddings, amazing. If, and in turn, if then teaching goes down to part-time, that's cool. But also, like, I'm fine, dude. I'm so happy. I'm so lucky to have the life I have and the opportunities I have, and, my wife and my dog and everything. Like, I'm so fortunate, and I love that.
That's great. What a positive energy. Amazing.
No, it's how I feel, and I am very lucky, and a lot of it is luck. Yeah. There's hard working there for sure, but a lot of it is luck.
I'm a firm believer in you have to in luck, in terms of luck, but like positioning yourself
right, exactly,
correctly, like in the right spot, so that when luck happens, you're ready and prepared. We'll leave it there, man, because everything's going to die on me any second now.
Shit.
But thank you so much, Evan.
Hey.
Thank you.
Man, a pleasure. Thank you so much. Genuinely. What a time.
Oh, thank you. Evan Willey, everyone. Stay tuned next week for my next guest, whoever that may be. Stick around.